Alrighty, Martin here from TSI, Tactical Sports International. I'm here at the range. I have got brand new Smith & Wesson M&P Competitor. Out on the range for its very first shots. I've never shot it. It's only had the few Smith & Wesson test rounds through it. And I know that because there was some copper in the barrel and one of the mags had been used. Other than that, brand spanking new. I have taken the mag well off it just because I want to make sure the older M&P mags I have with this lip would run it. The new mags are a different mag base. As you can see here, they have this extension without this front lip. Now, with the mag well on it that comes with the pistol, you can't use this mag base because of that lip. So, taking the mag base off it for now. I may end up just using one of my 6 original M&P mags, cut that front lip off and do an extended base, or I might just get someone to 3D print me another one of these kind of bases to put on this mag to convert it over. So target's only here at about 7 meters or so. The target has already got some holes in it. Couldn't find a fresh target and I don't have any patches and I can't be bothered to go to the clubhouse to get some. So I'm going to put some shots on the target where it's clean. Hopefully I can see my holes. Have not zeroed, obviously, because I've not shot it, the Shield SMS. Now this sight was on my original M&P back in 2018 when we first got the Shield sights when I was at GNA Tactical, and then I swapped it out for the RMS aluminium body. So this is a used sight. My goal is to change it out for a Trijicon SRO at some point. Alright, I gave it a quick clean and I gave it a lube up. So let's see what it does. First few shots, and I'll have to adjust the sight as we go. Alright, so chambered around first shot, which is a good sign. Let's see what happens. Where are we? Okay, about 4 inches low. Alright, so let's bring that adjustment up. Where are we? Dot up, group down. So see what that does. Yeah, halfway. Let's go a little bit more. Came up about 2 inches. Try again. Only came up a little bit. Let's see, go freshen up fish area. Come up a fraction. Funny thing is, it feels exactly the same as my normal M&Ps. Doesn't even recoil any more or less. Not that I'm trying to accommodate for recoil at the moment. Trigger's a little bit heavy. That might wear in, or I'm sure there will be some. Well, there will already be apex trigger parts. The trigger from my normal M&P, unfortunately, won't switch into this one because this is a 2.0. It is a different trigger mechanism to the original 1.0. Where are we? Yeah. Okay, still an inch low. Oh, spot on. Alright, so I would say it does shoot a bit flatter than the polymer gun. And I'd put that down to the fact that this slide is all lightened. It's got slight lightning cuts on the side, on the top, and it's literally 13 years newer. My original M&P is a build date of 2009, so this one is certainly a lot newer in every way. Alright, so let's see what the original mag does. Locks in just fine, chambered around just fine. Shoot a group. Okay, definitely shoots flatter. That's great. I'm pleased to hear it. I must say the texturing on the front is pretty aggressive. You probably can't see, but through here, it's really left an imprint on my hand. Now these back straps are replaceable. This is actually the smallest one. Whilst I've got fairly chunky hands, I like the smaller back strap. Now this is the same grip angle as a 1911, which means this feels very much like a 1911 as far as the way you're holding it. That aggressiveness there is actually quite rough on my little fingers. All right. Where are we? Let's put on some steel, shall we? Definitely shoot. Steel's still swinging. All right. And real quick, as I said, this target had some holes in it already. That was the first few shots where I adjusted it up. That was that first group I shot, and then that was when I just shot it pretty quick. And then that was the 10 rounds I just shot on steel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Maybe I missed one. Maybe there's a double up somewhere, I'm not too sure. In fact, I think there's 2 or 3 there. Cool. Alright. I'm going to put some more rounds down range. So I'm 100 rounds in to the new M&P Competitor. Running flawless, no light primer strikes, ejecting perfectly. Ejecting fairly close to me, so the rounds are obviously not too overpowered for it. I'm back here at 7 yards. I've been all the way back to 25, just mucking around. And got steel plate, 6 rounds in each mag. It's going to do a bill drill, which is just from the holster, modified bill drill. 6 rounds on target, see how we go. Pretty sure, yep, we got one ready to go. Alright, so, ready, stand by. Beep! Oh, trigger freeze. I need to learn this trigger. But, see how we keep going. Alright, try again. Okay, so the trigger's very different. Not bad, just different. Just need to learn it, that's all. Wouldn't say it's fast. Wouldn't say it's slow. First shot I seem to get off pretty quick, and there's always a freeze to my second shot, which is just kind of playing with that reset. It's going to go from the holster, load, and go from there. I'll just do 2. That trigger, that first trigger pull's catching me out. That's a quick way of getting through $15 worth of rounds. Alright, we're back here at the loading bench. I'm going to crack out the old M&P for a little bit of a comparison in a minute. Just wanted to just mention these mags briefly. Identical in the top half, same follower, etc., but definitely a very stiff spring. Whether it's just a case of these are old and broken in and done 250,000 rounds, these ones are very stiff. The first one is definitely quite an effort to get it in. Fortunately, I've obviously got my M&P mag Technic loaded pretty well down pat from loading these over the years, and I can do it no problem without even looking. But the first one definitely takes a little bit more effort, which I guess is a good thing. Nice fresh springs. But any negative of that is when the mag's full with the 10, and because these are a limited mag, the American ones, you know, would come all the way down here. It's very stiff to get it into the gun with the slide forward, because this round, of course, pushes up under the slide. So very firm on that first kind of insertion of the mag with your slide forward. Of course, if the slide is back, it won't be an issue because the slide's back and it's not pushing on anything. So whilst I've shot, as I said, best part of 250,000 rounds through the M&P 9L, the polymer gun, I'm going to shoot them one after another, see if I can feel much in the way of a difference. I think the slide weight is definitely a factor. It just feels that little bit, not necessarily smoother, because they're not overly smooth. They're not like a polished slide on a 9-11 frame or anything like that, but just different. So we'll head back down there and see what a side-by-side reveals. Okay, so M&P 9L polymer frame, stainless slide. This is the RMS, so the aluminium, as you can see the cut through. Same optic, just a different frame. This one does have a, an aftermarket front sight and no rear sight because the dovetail is used for the optic. This is not a slide cut slide, this is pre-optics. You can see we've got the full beaver tail, and I do have stippled panels on there. And this has got an Apex forward set sear trigger in it. So the trigger in this, probably can't see much. Trigger in this is pretty good for a polymer gun. So the new one, definitely a scratchier sound. Whether that's just the Cerakote wearing in, everything, you know what I mean? Everything cleaning up a little bit. Yep, slide's warm, haven't shot that much through it. This one's got a much bigger mag release. It does come with a smaller mag release, so jury's out on that yet. I'm not too sure if I'll change that back over. Same ambi slide lock. This one does have the slide cut. As you can see, the optic is sat down onto the slide, and a rear sight, because the rear sight is moved right back in comparison to the original one. No dovetail, so just a slightly modernized design, but other than that, they're pretty much identical. Slide is obviously the same length, they're both a 5-inch. This one has got the light and slide, lower optic. The optic is more further forward. The only negative of that is the M&Ps have this loaded chamber indicator hole on the top here. So when there's a round in the chamber, you can see it through there. But you do get a little bit of kind of exhaust crap out of that. So it's not uncommon to get shit on the lens of your optic with an M&P. Negative of these older shields, it is in a polycarbonate, so a plastic lens. So they won't last long. This one's been on here since about 2019 and it's still clean, but it is set right back. See how much further back it is than the loaded chamber indicator there. So let's shoot a little bit through both and see what happens. We'll shoot this one again. I'm going to shoot the paper because I'm a bit close to the steel. Okay, cool. Straight over my head. The old girl definitely immediately feels slippier, and the texture on the front. The weight, funnily enough, is about the same. Slide cuts, etc. This one is more front heavy, which is normally a good thing that helps mitigate recoil. I'd say the weight's almost identical, really. This one is cut further higher up under the trigger guard here than this one. This one's not cut, but minimal difference. Okay. Old girl. No serrations up the front on this one, so this is slippy. So you kind of really grab onto it. I normally do pinch off the back here. So dang it, the blast knocked you over. So definitely jumpier on the polymer gun, but jumpier, pushier this way, probably less jump that way. Wouldn't be much in it, that's for sure. So go. This one's got slower slide speed, so the light slide definitely is less slide speed. A different feeling, so it stays on target a little bit better. This one pushes back and up a bit. This one just kind of jumps here but comes back on target quicker, which is interesting. Definitely an improvement over the years, I guess. Whether it's to your preference, I guess everyone's different. One thing I do note, that I will note, is the older gun, the 1.0, when your sliders, hang on, when your sliders lock back, and if you slam a mag in, the slide drops. And it's supposed to do that, okay? So slides back, so I've run it dry, bang, 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 slides lock back, grab my mag, push it in, and the slide drops, okay? So it's now chambered around. When you do that on the new 2.0, it does not drop the slide. I have read that people have modified the slide lock to do it. So mags in, it's hurting my hand. So I do have to hit the slide release or obviously slingshot it. So in the early days of an M&P, people used to think that was something wrong with it, that when they're putting the mag in, people used to think that when they're putting the mag in and bang it and the slide drops, that there's something wrong with it. But it wasn't actually something wrong with it. It was just, that's the way the detent works. Now, as a competition gun, being able to run dry, drop your mag and go without having to reach up, saves emotion, saves a forgetting of getting on target and finding your slide has not dropped. This frame, whether it's just the texture of the grips, the old frame feels considerably thicker. Could just be those palm swells, of course. So can't really show, but this one definitely feels narrower in the grip. I'd say the aluminium, it might just be the feel of the aluminium versus the polymer. Anyway, I love it. Very, very happy with it. Keen to shoot an IPSC match with it and see how it goes. But for now, let's just rip out these last rounds. Oh man, all my mags are empty. Oh, there's one. That one's empty. Alright, well let's just do a run it till it's dry and then a reload. Alright, one in the chamber. Oh, it did drop with the older mag. Interesting. The older mag dropped the slide. Okay, that's cool. Here we go. 200 rounds down on the new M&P 2.0 Competitor. Just got it in from G&O Tactical in Burley. It came up from Grycol in Sydney, the official importer. Put an old Smith & Wesson Shield SMS on it. Would love to update that at some point for an SRO, but that's about $1,000 I don't have. There you go. Unfortunately, I had to say goodbye to the CZ85 Combat and a couple of other guns that you guys wouldn't have seen to fund this one. But being that this was my first ever pistol, it would be my last ever pistol. I've had an M&P 22, which I sold on because I never used it. And I've had an M&P Shield, which was when I was working in armed security. That was my sidearm. And now I've got the new M&P Competitor. I've also got the Smith & Wesson 686, so I'm definitely a Smith & Wesson pistol person. And there we go. 2. Old brother, original M&P, the latest M&P. Thank you guys. See you next time.